Trixie, Bullies, the Narrator by JackRipper.
Hello everyone! Let us dive into a wonderful new adventure, starring the great and powerful Trixie herself. There will be action, there will be romance, there will be wealth and opportunity beyond measure through this perilous journey ahead. Without further ado, let the story begin! Trixie let out a small yawn as she kicked open the door to her travel carriage with a hind leg. Grumbling to herself, she stretched out and dropped onto the grass, not bothering to fix her mane, which had become entangled throughout the night.
What? Who's there?
Trixie... Wait, can you hear me? Is this actually happening right now?
Yes, Trixie can hear you, moron. You're inside Trixie's head. Who are you? Is that you, Discord? It's too early to be doing this right now.
I don't think Discord would do something like this. It's a little mundane for him. I'm still trying to wrap my head around this.
You may have a point, but that's still something Discord would say.
Trixie replied, her voice laced with irritation. Look, can I just continue with the story? This was supposed to be an adventure story with action and romance and...
Trixie doesn't care in the slightest,
she said as she began to trot toward Ponyville, levitating her saddlebag over her shoulder.
Trixie is going to practice magic with Starlight today, so you can forget whatever plan you may have had.
Fine, I'll roll with it, I guess. I have to entertain my audience somehow. Hopefully my charming anecdotal narrative will be enough to appease them. Trixie continued to walk across the off-beaten path, looking up at the sky in annoyance.
Who would want to listen to you anyway? You're like a parrot, but even more annoying.
I'm actually a writer. People read what I write for fun and...
Let's be honest here. Is any pony actually going to read whatever you write?
Okay, I'll admit, that stung a little. Why are you being so aggressive? It's not like my ego was in a good state to begin with.
Because you're annoying!
Trixie growled.
Go bother some pony else for Celestia's sake.
Trixie huffed in frustration as Princess Twilight's castle came into view. Near her, a pony stood in bewilderment, flummoxed by the mysterious voice that had no apparent source.
Will you just shut your fat muzzle? Trixie doesn't want to look worse than she already does and have some pony staring at her.
Trixie demanded in a hushed tone, wearily eyeing the stallion who was looking at her. I was under the impression you were the only one who could hear me. This story has become much more interesting. Trixie quickened her pace as she arrived at the castle, not bothering to knock as she pushed open the front door.
Trixie doesn't need to knock. Starlight is already aware of our arrangement.
It's still kind of rude, though. Twilight and her purple gecko live here, too. A snarly smirk formed on Trixie's face as she began to walk through the main hall, scanning each side for the particular room Starlight was in.
Trixie isn't stupid. Starlight is at the far end of the hall. Trixie's been here before, you know.
I didn't say you were stupid. I just have to describe what is happening in detail without devolving into full exposition and...
Would you look at that? Trixie's back to not caring.
Would you stop interrupting me? Trixie's expression had evolved into a sneer.
Then say something worth not interrupting for once.
Trixie finally approached the door she was looking for, opening it with enough force to rattle the frame. Starlight was sitting at a table in the center of the room. She jerked back in sudden surprise as Trixie barged in, wobbling slightly and gripping another chair for support.
Trixie! Why the rush? And why do I hear a voice? Is it some kind of spell you cast?
Trixie gave a dejected sigh as she tossed her saddlebag on the table, pulling out a seat adjacent to her friend.
Trixie isn't that fortunate. At least a spell could be cancelled.
Come on, I'm not that bad. I haven't even felt insulted enough to verbally harass you yet. Trixie glared up at the ceiling.
You'd be a lot more tolerable if you shut up.
Likewise, con artist. Starlight slowly stood up, trotting over to a bookshelf.
Excuse me, sir. Who exactly are you? And why are you following Trixie around?
I was going to narrate a story about her, but she became cognizant before the story could even begin for some reason.
Are you calling Trixie a vegetable?
Trixie spluttered, slamming her hooves on the table in response to the supposed accusation. Emphasis on the word supposed, because that wasn't originally an insult, vegetable. Trixie snarled as Starlight pulled a book off of the shelf of her magic and placed it onto the table in front of her.
Well, can you please leave my friend alone, Mr. Narrator? She isn't exactly the most welcoming pony. Hey! Mr. Narrator, are you there? Thanks, Celestia. Trixie thought he would never go away. Well, I guess that's over with. Do you still want to practice magic today, Trixie?
Sorry, I'm back. I went to grab a sandwich. Are we still talking about getting rid of me? Trixie groaned and slammed her head on the table as Starlight sighed and rubbed her head in exasperation.
Look, Twilight told me about how she had a similar experience just like this. There's a spell that will temporarily remove you, but I'd prefer it if we solve this in a more civil manner.
I am being civil, though. I can't say the same for everyone else in this room. Starlight continued before Trixie had the chance to retort.
Would you be willing to compromise? I'll tell you what. If you leave Trixie alone for the rest of the day, I'll let you narrate a sequel. But, Trixie didn't agree to that!
Well, that offer certainly is tempting.
Starlight! Don't give him away to annoy me more!
Trixie protested as she continued to whine.
I'm not whining!
Starlight flipped through the book in fervor, stopping on a page detailing one spell in particular. The spell itself was labeled Showstopper. Well, that's awfully convenient to the plot, and mildly irritating at that. Really, Starlight? I was under the impression we didn't mind each other.
Sorry, Mr. Narrator. I actually don't mind your company myself. But Trixie clearly doesn't want you hovering around her. So I'm going to cast the spell.
Starlight's horn began to produce an incandescent light that illuminated the room, her face straining with focus as she looked up at the ceiling.
Just hurry up and cast it, Starlight. Trixie doesn't want to have to put up with him anymore.
Sorry to break it to you, but I'm the one in charge of the story. You can't just end the story when you feel like... I'll roll with it, I guess. I have to entertain my audience somehow. Hopefully my charming anecdotal I don't know what that was, but... Trixie huffed in and frustrated... I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I just started. Trixie gave a dejected sigh as she tossed her tattle bag. Does that even exist? That'd be something, wouldn't it? A tattle bag. Shut up, chair. Shut up. Sorry, I'm back. I went to bed. I sound like a total idiot, don't I? This isn't going in the bloopers, right? Right?
You'd be a lot more tolerable. Oh my god. Can I please English? The Great and Powerful Trixie graduated the English Academy in the Equestrian High School. Seriously, can the Great and Powerful Trixie English. Like, oh my Celestia. I'm not whining! Okay, that kind of transitioned to Rarity whining. This is Trixie whining, come on!